Thank you for calling NHS Blood and Transplant. We record calls so that we can continue to provide you with a quality service. We are always aiming to improve the service we offer. With this in mind, you're invited to give us feedback in a short automated survey at the end of this call. If your call is regarding blood donation, please press 1. Organ donation, please press 2. Or alternatively, if your call is regarding registering your interest in donating plasma to help coronavirus patients, please press 3. Hello. If you are calling in relation to the changes in the law for organ donation, please press 0. If you are calling for any other reason, please press 1 if you are calling in relation to the change in the law in England to an opt-out system. Press 2 for the planned move to an opt-out system in Scotland. Or press 3 for the changes in the law in the Channel Islands or Isle of Man. Thank you for calling in relation to the change in the law in England to an opt-out system. We will be with you shortly. If you are ringing to register as an organ donor or amend your existing registration, you can do this via our website at organdonation.nhs.uk. You can also opt out of organ donation at organdonation.nhs.uk. If you have a question in relation to the changes in the law, please visit organdonation.nhs.uk. If you would still like to speak to an agent, please hold. While you are waiting, we wanted to address some frequently asked questions about organ donation. Organ donation is only ever considered once someone has died, or when medical professionals and the potential donor's family have agreed the treatment should be withdrawn. Family members are always involved in the organ donation process. This is why it is so important to make sure that you let your family know about your organ donation decision.
You told the NHS, why do you need to tell them again?
Whatever your decision, make sure to tell your family. If you do decide to be a donor, whether or not you can donate is considered at the time of your death by medical professionals. Do not rule yourself out because of your age or medical considerations.
Don't rule you out because of your age or medical considerations.
If you want to register as an organ donor or amend your existing registration, you can do so at organdonation.nhs.uk if you live in England, the Channel Islands or the Isle of Man, or at organdonationscotland.org if you live in Scotland. You can also opt out of organ donation at organdonation.nhs.uk or at Organ Donation Scotland. Good morning, you're through to Martin. How can I help?
Hi, can I just let you know I'm recording too? Is that okay? I'm just recording this conversation because I need to be able to remember it. So I was just wondering, why if I opting out, do I still need to let my family know about it? And that it says that there still might be a decision when I die that the medics might decide to use my organs.
So if you have decided to opt out, the reason why it says just let your family and friends know of your decision is just so they know at the time, so whether you've opted in or opted out, whatever their beliefs are on organ donation, that they know your decision and it doesn't come as a shock to them. But your decision that you make, it will always be final, and no one will ever be able to go against that.
So I'm just informing them because it said something about at the time that you die, the medics might decide still to take your organs on their voice recorder there.
If you've opted out of organ donation, then that you opted out, we can't take your organs because your decision is to opt out of organ donation. That will never be able to go against, as it's your decision and your decision only. That's why it's important to register your decision. Otherwise, if you don't register your decision, then they would ask your family and friends what they thought that the person would have wanted. But any decision that you make
either to opt in or opt out is the final decision, and that's what we go by.
Yeah, because I have that. You're not totally brain dead when they take the organs out. Is that right?
So for terms of organ donation, even if you have decided to opt in, the chances of you donating your organs are still pretty slim. You would have to die within a hospital on a ventilator or life support machine. Otherwise, if the organs went any longer than an hour without any oxygen or anything like that, then it would be unsuitable. But yeah, you would have to be, you would be brain dead, but the organ donation would have to take place pretty soon. That's why you would have to die within a hospital.
Yeah, and then that, you just, well, how does that operate for, so lots of people out there, they might not know that they have to do this, and then, does that not allow for some subversion to potentially happen at some point? I don't know if that's the right word. Especially if there's like...
So if the person hadn't made a decision to opt in or opt out, they will always ask friends and family and see what they think.
And if they didn't have any friends or family, they could just... I think there's a lot of money in organs, isn't there? This is the thing. So how do we know that keeps people in the country safe from potentially, I don't know, mismanagement of medical mismanagement or dishonesty in the background?
Okay, well, the NHS is for organ donation is only for people that are in need of an organ. That they're not in the business of harvesting or selling organ donations. That it's only for people that are on the list that do need an organ donation.
Oh, right, that's all right. Because, yeah, I just noticed that China seems to be sort of creeping into this country quite a lot. And China's quite, they're building lots of high-rise buildings in London at the moment. China is putting their logos on it, what used to be council land. So, yeah, I'm a bit suspicious because I'm aware that the government have been committing treason for quite a long time. But I don't know if you've heard of that. So everything that's happening right now is making me quite suspicious. I'm just like, oh, the law's changed, has it? The law's changed. Everything is suddenly changing during this COVID fraud. What I consider as a fraud. But anyway, I've got my registering my donation thing, and it says submit. I don't want to donate my organs, so I don't want to. I'll submit that I'm not going to, but I'm being picky about every single word. If I click that, and then I'm going to get something in the post that's told me that I'm registered as not.
Yeah, no, if you registered to opt out, then you've opted out, and that decision, is yours and yours only. No one else can make that decision for you once you have made it.
And so it wouldn't make that's better to do that. I'm not going to do like an affidavit to myself or post my own little. Is there any other options that people can do that? Like write their own letters to themselves, like notice of no consent, and send that over to their to their doctor or anything like that. It's just better just to do it. It's like I have to put my details into this computer. I don't know.
Yeah, the only details you need to put in, is really your name, address, and your decision. Everything else, like contact number and phone and all that, is optional, so you don't have to add them in if you don't want to. The reason we just need the name, address, and obviously your decision is so we know who you are, that you have opted out, so we can match it with your medical records.
Oh, what? So it'll be sent to my doctor, kind of thing.
Yeah, so they'll be sent to your medical records that we would have of you. That would be there. So obviously at the time they would check what your organ donation decision was and see that you have opted out.
I don't need to register my daughter. I mean, she's only, I don't have to do anything for her.
So the law doesn't affect people until they turn of an adult age, 18 years old. So it wouldn't affect her until she is at least 18, and then she can register her own decision at that time.
Is that guaranteed that the law won't have changed again, and suddenly there'll be by the time she's 18 it will be no way of opting out?
So there'll always be a decision to opt in or opt out. It just doesn't affect children. It only affects those 18 and over.
So that I can't even register her decision.
It's not something that's if a child unfortunately does die, the organ donation isn't discussed. It just doesn't include them at all, unless obviously the family of that person wish for their child to donate organs, but it's never discussed unless the family bring it up. It's not an option.
Okay, so yeah, but I'm just worrying that like by the time she's 18, she won't have the choice. So I'm wondering if I can register her as making the choice now.
Yeah, if you want, you can still register her choice even though she is under 18. That's fine. Obviously, when she becomes 18, then she has the ability to change it, or if that's what she believes in, she can stick by it as well. But if you want to register her decision now, even as a child, you certainly can.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I might have to, just in case. So I can go back to the same screen and put her name in and the address being here, and it will register her as opting out.
Well, indeed, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Anything else I can help you with today at all?
No, that's fine, as long as they don't change the law and decide that actually we have to donate after all in the end. But I guess you don't know what the traitors are going to do. So, thank you.
Well, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Okay, you too. Cheers.
Cheers. Now have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Bye.